One of the craziest things I see people talking about when they stay in hostels, when they travel, is how hard it is to stay in shape, how hard it is to stay motivated, to eat healthy, to just like keep up your fitness regime while you're traveling, whether you're hosteling or backpacking or nomading, whatever it is. I've basically been traveling full time, nonstop for the last 3 years, mostly in South America and Europe. This is my first time in Asia, so right now I'm going through kind of like the turmoil and the growing pains of getting used to staying in shape, eating healthy, and exercising, and finding good gyms and knowing where to stay. So in this video, I'm going to go through like a full day of how I'm staying in a hostel, how I'm eating healthily, how I'm still going to the gym, how I'm staying in my calorie deficit while keeping my protein high, even though I'm surrounded by like necessarily like temptation to maybe go get beers all the time and just kind of get after it whenever I want. But the reality is, if you are trying to live like a fitness focused lifestyle, it is a lot harder to balance doing going out every single night while also staying in shape. The two just don't really coexist. So if you are backpacking, if you are staying in hostels, you likely are going to have to make a certain sacrifice of which priority is most important to you. So I would say the first thing first, the most important is picking a hostel that's going to actually let you sleep and have like a decent amount of rest and decent number of hours of rest. Like if you're staying in pods or like even bunks or worse in a massive dorm with like 50 people and the doors opening and closing, and maybe there's no aircon, it's too hot, maybe there's people talking, there's people drinking, like it's really, really hard to get a good night's sleep. Even with like an eye mask and earplugs, it just doesn't really correlate. Maybe the people beside you are getting it on or underneath you or above you, and you can't really have a good sleep if that's going on around you. So when I try and pick a hostel, I almost always try and find an affordable private if I can. So for instance, right now where I'm staying in Tokyo, I have a private bed. I guess like the bed's on the floor here. There's a TV. I have control over my own aircon. I have not a bathroom in here, but I have like a sink area. That's where I've been sitting at. So I think picking something like that that's going to give you at least a decent amount of rest, even if it's not like a perfect sleep. Because when you are moving around, you are going to get like less quality sleep than you would if you were in the same environment that you're used to, like your home space, the place you lived in. Maybe you've changed it to make it feel more homey, more cozy. So I'd say selecting a hostel either with a private. I use Hostel World for most of my bookings, or ideally, like if you are going to stay in dorms or bunks, like a capsule or a pod style that at least like blocks out some of the noise, some of the light, so you can try and get a decent sleep. Like I said before, eye masks, earplugs do work wonders if you are in those group environments and you just need to get to sleep, because it's kind of like a tough mix of trying to balance your budget, but also trying to balance a good night's sleep so you can get the job done. So the second thing obviously is eating healthy. I would say rest is super, super important, but of course, like the calories you're consuming, the quality of calories, the number of protein is super, super important. So I'm gonna go through like my first meal here. I'm just it's pretty early, not many people are awake, I would guess, but I'm going to the gym here shortly, so I'm just about to have my pre-workout meal. So basically I'm in, like I said, in Tokyo, so 7-Eleven is my go-to right now. So what I'm having, and I'll show like my total calories for the day, I'm having a chicken, vegetable, and chili sauce sandwich. This thing really wants to look at me. Calories on this, I've learned a little bit of Japanese figuring out the calories for it. This is 284 calories, 27 grams of protein. Also having a chicken and cheese breakfast burrito. This is 294 calories, 17 grams of protein. And again, like most of the food in Japan, it's listed the calories on the back if you look in the certain corner where the calories are. So it's really easy to find them. Try this again. So you can see there, that's the calories and the macros. And then finally, just to get some vegetables in, because it is funny enough, like hard to get vegetables in a lot of these places. I'm having like a steamed chicken and vegetable like salad type thing. This was 60 calories with 8 grams of protein. So that's gonna be meal one. Gonna head to the gym after this. My gym doesn't allow recording if there's anyone else in there, so I might not be able to take any footage inside the gym. So let's head to the gym and then we'll find out from there. All right, well, I ended up getting caught in a job interview, so I had to wait a couple hours, but now I'm finally headed to the gym. I did stop again at a 7-Eleven. This time I got a chicken, vegetable, and mustard sauce sandwich. This is, and I'm keeping track of all this on MyFitnessPal so we can check at the end of the day, but this one is 240 calories, 28 grams of protein, and I also got a Monster Energy Pipeline Punch. I don't have any pre-workout with me, so I've just been buying energy drinks at the convenience stores as I need them. But it's kind of cool, like on this little side street I'm sitting in right now, there's like a bike rack behind me here, and none of the bikes are even like locked up. Like the the trust is so high. It's definitely like a learning experience and a different curve than back home, where everyone has such a high level of trust here. Like people just leave their bikes unlocked in this little thing all night long, and it's totally normalized. So I'm gonna crush this. I have a pretty long 30-minute commute to my gym because I already subscribed for a 2-week membership before, so I don't want to have to find a new gym. So I'm gonna get back on the metro by here, eat this, and then head to the gym. And then we'll see. There's probably gonna be people there, so I won't be able to film, but we'll see. We'll see when I get there. So after a long ass day, went to the gym, did my cardio. There was people in there, so I couldn't take any footage. But yeah, it was a push day today. Definitely not a lot of like powerlifting, I would say, in most gyms here. The one I went to is Monkey Gym in Shinjuku, and it was like 6,600 yen, so $50-ish for a 2-week pass. And it's very basic, like maybe like the same amount of equipment I had in my garage during COVID. Pretty much like one squat rack, one bench, a few machines, a few cardio, but honestly like never really that busy, so it's easy enough to get like a normal full workout in. So it did the trick while I'm in this neighborhood for a couple of weeks at least. After that, I needed to go buy some flip-flops, and it took me a long time to find a store to do that. Now we're headed back to my hostel now. And honestly, I think one of the most important things when you're picking these hostels to stay in, like I'm at like 18,000 steps or something today, is picking a walkable neighborhood, but also somewhere that is a bit more like tranquilo or like chill. Like right now I'm in Karamai West, which is in like Taito City, which is definitely not one of the more like touristy neighborhoods, let's say. But at the same time, it's just like a nice reprieve from the chaos that's been the last few weeks of like Shinjuku and Shibuya and all these like nightlife areas that people just go crazy. Like sometimes just take a break, choose a hostel, choose a place that's not necessarily like maybe the most lit, but somewhere that you can focus, eat well, sleep well, take a rest. Like my aircon works great here. I'm definitely sleeping better than I normally would in the pods. So this was like a nice break, but we're almost back to the hostel now. I'm gonna have my lunch-ish in the late afternoon, and then just get ready for dinner. I guess even as I was thinking that, it's also important to realize you can't drink every night. If you like, I get like the party hostel scene and it's fun and you're meeting people and you're out and about and it's cool, but you just can't. Like you're gonna eat like shit, you're gonna sleep horribly, you're not gonna be able to perform in the gym, you're not gonna be making any gains. So if you do want to hang on to any gains you're making while traveling, or at least like maintain, you just can't drink every night. Maybe have like a beer or a glass of wine, but I mean like properly getting on the piss. Like it just doesn't equal the the lifestyle you're trying to accommodate. So just something to keep in mind. After another long ass walk, finally made it back to the hostel. So this is it on the left here. It's And Hostel in Karamai West. And it was like pretty affordable for what it was, to be honest, which is why I ended up picking it. I'll link the address in a caption below, but basically the logic was it was like 30-40 bucks a night for a private, and I just needed like a break. I needed my own space. I needed my own bathroom for a little bit. So I'm gonna go head in and get lunch / the next meal, and yeah, start to get ready for dinner. I'm already at like 20,000 steps. I'm pretty beat. Probably just gonna do a little bit of work. I have to apply for a few more jobs to get out of this sabbatical. And yeah, let's get into lunch. All right, time for meal. Wow, my hair is wild. It is like 36 degrees Celsius here, so it's not easy to keep as pretty as I normally would be. Okay, meal number 2. It's a little bit like late in the afternoon. It took me a long time to do my errands today, and I still have to go do laundry after this. The good thing about being in Tokyo is there's laundromats literally at every corner, and they cost like $1 to $2 to do laundry. So I'm gonna take my laundry because I'm switching hostels tomorrow to Shibuya. But like I was saying, I'm eating in my private right now. It is delightful. If you listen to that, silence. There's nobody here. My bed's right here, and I can just like post up, watch some movies. Don't have to stress too much about what I'm doing, and it's really, really a great feeling. So anyways, meal number 2, we have really just like the basic bro kind of meal of all time. These Saba's protein shakes have been absolutely incredible. They're in pretty much every convenience store. They're like less than $2, and if I zoom in to the calorie facts there, I don't know how to focus it. There. 192 calories and 30 grams of protein, which is an insane ratio. Doing some charcoal grilled chicken as well. So this is, hopefully it has it on it. Yeah, 141 calories, 16 grams of protein. And then for some veggies, I've been really liking these pickled cucumbers that they have at 7-Eleven. Another nice little touch. This one is super low calories. Cucumber has basically nothing. This is, where is it? I saw it earlier. Oh, here. 31 calories, 2 grams protein. So really, really simple meal. But again, super budget. Like, I'm trying to keep everything, like keep my costs down, keep my daily expenditure pretty low, because I don't know how long this trip's going to last, and I'm not going to be balling out at the beginning just to starve at the end. I'd rather like pace myself and have a decent quality of life for the next like 3 to 4 months while it takes me to figure out my next gig. So I'm going to eat this meal, go do my laundry, shower, start to get ready for the end of the day. We still have one more meal. It's my biggest one of the day, and I'm famished, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's go do some chores, and then we'll finish out the day and wrap up the video. All right, last meal of the day today has been long. I am tired. I'm exhausted. I'm at like 23,000 steps. I did so many chores today, and I still have to go get my laundry in like 45 minutes and fold it. But yeah, last meal. Yeah, this is like back at the hostel. And again, this is 3 meals today, all eaten at home pretty much. If I had a kitchen, I probably would have used it. This hostel I'm in just doesn't have much other than a microwave. So for dinner, we're rocking a stabilize. We are rocking a nice little chicken and rice bowl, again, from 7-Eleven. Macros for this one for dinner is 713 calories, 89 grams of carbs, 21 grams of fat, and 51.8 grams of protein. So a little bit higher on fat. I'm actually not sure where the fat's coming from. Maybe the chicken has a little bit more breading than it's giving off. But the total calories on the day are, we are at 1,957 macros for the day, 199 grams of carbs, 58 grams of fat, and 178 grams of protein. So right now I'm weighing like maybe 174, 175. So at that 1 gram of pound of body weight, sort of magic number that people like to stand by. So that's pretty much like how I would eat and how I would train on a normal day. Again, this is, you know, if you're hosteling and backpacking and partying, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm here for a long time on sabbatical, and I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to enjoy my time and eat some good food, but also be able to maintain like a decent physique at the end of this. So when I do finally go back to Canada, I'm not just like a bag of milk, as they say. So yeah, this is going to be a quick little video, just like a full day of eating, training, living in hostels here in Tokyo, Japan. Lots more content coming up. I'm going to Kyoto this weekend and Osaka after that, maybe back to Tokyo, or maybe go to Okinawa. I'm not really too sure, but going to be a lot of good Japan content. After that, I'm going to head to either Seoul, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia. I don't know. Gonna stay in this part of the world for the next little bit. So if that sounds interesting, definitely feel free to like or subscribe. Definitely helps the algorithm. As always, my name's Alex. Welcome back to Lifting Nomad. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.